Alright, so I'm going to tell you all about my favorite Bible character. And he is the best Bible character aside from Jesus because I said so. His name, and this is going to be a big shock to some of the people that know me. You're not going to expect this. Daniel. I know. Crazy, right? Daniel. Who, most people don't even care about Daniel. Most people forget about Daniel. But I'm not sure exactly why, but I've always thought, damn, Daniel is a G. No pun intended with damn Daniel. Anyways, this is probably partially due to the media I consumed when I was younger. There was obviously the VeggieTales episode with Daniel in the Lion's Den, but there was also the Greatest Heroes collection with Charlton Heston that had Daniel in the Lion's Den. That was my favorite episode of that series. If you know that, you're a G. All right, if you know that, you're a G. But as for Daniel himself, I appreciate his story. So I'll tell you Daniel's story. This is a very condensed version. This is mostly revolving around the story of the Lion's Den. So Daniel was stripped away from his homeland in, oh God, did I just forget? Jerusalem. I'm gonna say that. I'm pretty sure that's right. But anyways, he was stripped from his homeland, and he was taken to Babylon under King Nebuchadnezzar. And he was first his first event under Nebuchadnezzar that was important was his dream interpretation. So, in his dream interpretation, Daniel essentially told him, listen, you may be that nigga here, but to God, you're a little peon. And I think this is important because I'm a proponent of having a bit of an ego because with an ego, you can do a lot of good things. But you need some sort of objective grounding. You need to realize that there is something bigger than you. You aren't all that at the end of the day. And when you have a belief in God, that becomes true because, sure, I may be cooler than you, I may be better looking than you, I may be smarter than you name it. But at the end of the day, I'm a little peon compared to God. So it's important that we all realize that. So anyways, we're going to move on to the story of Daniel in the Lion's Den, actually. So Daniel was doing the interpretations for Nebuchadnezzar, and then he interpreted the message on the wall for King Belshazzar. And this message on the wall was essentially a warning of what was to come, which was King Darius and his army, which would end up conquering Babylon from Belshazzar. Now, Daniel would end up becoming an interpreter for Darius as well. And he would end up becoming the lead administrator. And the other administrators didn't like that some Jew was coming along and telling them what to do. So, I'm not sure exactly how many administrators, but in most adaptions, it's either 2 or 3 administrators. So these administrators are like, alright, Daniel's telling us what to do. We don't like that. We need to get him out of here. So what they did was, they went up to King Darius and told him, hey, this is a law you should sign. No one can pray to any god aside from you, King Darius, because you're so great, right? And if they don't comply, they get thrown into the lion's den. Now, King Darius, infatuated with the idea of people praying to him, he said, oh, wow, that sounds like a great idea. Royal seal. Now, Daniel saw that, and he was just like, well, I'm going to pray anyways. Gee, he didn't care. He went to his window, he prayed. And then the administrators went, hey, look, Daniel's praying. Send him to the lion's den. Now, King Darius was very unhappy with this. I guess he didn't realize that this would end up affecting Daniel. Daniel was his lead administrator. He felt a heavy conviction of guilt for what happened to Daniel, or what was going to happen to Daniel. So Daniel was taken to the lion's den. He gets thrown in. The administrator starts celebrating. They basically killed Daniel because they didn't like him. And, Darius went to the den the next day. And Daniel was still alive. And then, this is the best part. The administrators, they got Daniel thrown into the lion's den. Them, their children, and their wives were thrown into the lion's den, and they were all killed. Don't mess with Daniel. He's a G.